She looked at me and she said, "You are nobody. You have no contacts. Nobody knows you. It's not worth it." I came to Australia with $142 in my wallet. I was pregnant, carrying my twins in my tummy, knocking salon doors, and I received so many no's. I don't know how I didn't give up. I lost a baby before my twins. She was 7 months pregnant when I lost her. My phone did ding, and I looked and it said, "Congratulations, your daughter, it's this amount of months today." I've cried so loud in that car that day. I said to myself, now it's my mission. I don't know how far and how hard it would be. I'm not giving up.
Biggest lie people tell themselves about building a business?
That they will get a lot of money at the beginning.
Welcome to The Dressing Gown CEO, where we are real, raw, and authenticity is our middle name. I am your host, Emily Ciardiello, and today my guest is MJ Freitas, but you can call her MJ. MJ is the CEO and co-founder of Floractive, and she has done something that most people in this industry only dream about. She hasn't just built a business, she has introduced an entire technology to the Oceania market. She's also trained over 3,000 hairdressers, and she did it all while having 2 kids alongside her husband, Sam. Today, MJ is going to talk about the stuff nobody talks about, and that is exactly what we do here.
Thank you very much, Emily. I am so honored to be here. It's such a safe environment for me. I was just talking to you about listening to this podcast and feeling inspired by the CEOs that you invite here and the people that are part of this, this little journey. And I absolutely love your history because you have a lot of similarities with me, working with your husband, having a family. So I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome, MJ. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of inspiration today.
Definitely.
So, MJ, most people who build something this big talk about how they always knew it was going to work, as we were just discussing the successes. But I don't know that version. Tell me about the version where you genuinely didn't know if your business was going to survive.
To be honest, Floractive is not only based in Australia. So we, when this business started overseas. Mm-hmm. And I feel that the overseas market, it's way more wild and rough and, competition, way more than in Australia. So when this product was launched and tested in other countries, that was actually the way that we thought, okay, this is actually working. Because I don't think anyone that built anything think that it's going to work when you start. It's actually you create a solution for something that it's a problem. And that's exactly what Floractive did. Created a solution for something that was a problem. So the problem that Nanoplasty came to fix was we had a big market for smoothing, but then there was a lot of limitations. Especially for me, that was born with curly hair, fine hair, and I want to have my hair bleached, and I want everything, and I cannot have everything. The hair was getting very dry, very thin. There was a lot of limitations. I can't swim. I can't wash my hair for a certain period of time. And also the mess of the hair was getting lost. So, when Wilson, which was the chemist that developed Nanoplasty the way it is today, the question that he had in his mind was, what I am fixing, I am trying to give to a woman that uses the hair smooth, as his whole family uses the hair smooth. He said, I need to make this viable for someone to use for 50, 60 years. I can't have this woman in 30 years after using something like that said, I have to go back to my curly hair because I just can't go through this anymore. So much fumes and the hustle and etc. So this was the initial thought, but no one ever thought that nanoplasty would become this boom that it did. And I believe that the reason why it did is it really fixed a problem. And as builders, we know that when we fix a problem, we have something on.
Beautiful. So you walked into an industry that didn't know you, didn't ask you for you, and didn't need you yet. So how do you convince 9,000 salons to trust a product from someone who has never once coloured someone's hair?
That's a really interesting question because I didn't have a long time in the industry as I see a lot of people. I have 50 years, I have 30 years, I have 10 years. But one thing I believed in what I was selling. I believed so much. It worked for me. And before I go out to convince someone, I had to convince myself and everyone around me, because that was the only way. And honestly, Emily, it was so hard. When I speak this number, and now it's 10,000. When I talk about this number, it still sounds surreal for me, because I remember I was pregnant. I was pregnant, carrying my twins in my tummy while I was going around and knocking salon doors saying, hey, I've got an amazing technology that it really changed everyone around me, and I want to show you. And I received so many no's, but so many no's that I don't know how I didn't give up. And honestly, I came home every day thinking, this is not worth it, because I was exhausted. My hormone level was on the roof. I had 2 babies in my tummy. My feet were swollen. I was so tired. But one thing I thought, I need to know more than anyone that I know about this technology inside out. So I joined a trichology course. I study day and night. And when I say day and night, I mean it. While my kids were breastfeeding, I was studying. And I need to understand about how the hair behave when the hair is straight, and why nanoplasty is so different. Why nanoplasty has something so special. I didn't want to be someone lying to everyone in a market saying, oh, this is exactly the same thing, I'm just changing the name. I wouldn't put myself on that. But I knew that the technology is different. We study every single aspect of that to bring someone incredible to the market. I trusted on the chemist that was developing this. He was part of my family, so I believed so much. So, but if anyone look today and see, wow, how you convinced 9,000 salons, 10,000 salons, I would say it was literally one by one. It was one by one. It was a lot of sweat and tears, because it was literally, I can remember the numbers. It was from one by one.
Yeah. I love that. Having conviction, not convincing. That's what you...
Yes, exactly, yeah. Because I wasn't offering something that I knew that was just a catch. I knew that it was possible to transform a salon. Yeah. I knew that it was possible to transform, especially the end user. And the end user, when they understood that the technology was different, then they started asking the salons, I want this instead of that.
Yeah.
Because I can see that this has more benefits to me.
So you were educating the hairdressers' clients as well as
everybody.
Yeah, so that they would ask for it when they went into the salon. Love that.
Honestly, when I started, because I had no name in the industry, I was really a nobody. And I heard about this from many mouths. I heard, you are nobody, from a lot of people. I said, okay, so the only option I have is to educate the user. Because the user needs to understand, because the hairdressers are not open enough for that. Yeah. So I really focus on educating the end user for them to be able to understand. Then they will have the credibility to talk to the salon.
And how did you do that? How did you educate the end user?
Through social media today, we have one of the best channels in the world to do that. Yeah. So I was literally explaining in a language that the end user could understand, instead of being so technical, as much as I am 100% technical. Yeah. I was I had to build a very simple language to talk to the end user to make sure that they will understand about the technology. And I knew that was just a matter of time for people to understand and spread. But different than other countries, we are in a few countries today, and some countries are easier, some countries are harder. I think Australia was one of the hardest markets. They're very skeptical here. Yeah. Very skeptical. It's like, for them to believe in something, they need to see proof and proof and proof and proof. And it's kind of, you need to sign a paper saying this is against, nothing will go wrong ever, for them to say yes. So it was a really difficult market to get in.
They need their friends to say yes first, most Australians, that's for sure. So was there a point where you almost walked away from it?
I had a plan at the beginning, but I had so many amendments to this plan throughout the way, because you imagine that it would be one way and it's not.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that I had very clear in my head, Floractive had so many products, on the SKUs. They had so many products because we produce products to South America, to India, to Europe. So I say I need to choose a little combo that it's going to suit the market instead of bringing everything.
Yeah.
So I decided to get a few products only, even knowing that I was creating so much limitations because the range is huge and I was literally limiting myself to have 5 products because I said it's no point for me to try to explain everything. I need to make sure that I explain one really well so that people can understand about that. And once they understand and they fell in love with the technology, I can start slowly launching it. And now we're launching new products pretty much every second month. So,
wow. So how does that work? Launching a new product every second month? Is that like shampoo, conditioner?
For us, it's quite easy to launch new products because as Floractive launch products to other countries, sometimes the product that is already in India, I bring to Australia as a new launch.
Okay, yeah.
So we always bringing new products because there is a lot to explore. And I can't bring all at the same time. So we when we normally launch, we launch treatment products, shampoo and conditioners, but not as much because we have some 2 separate lines, a premium line and an urban line. So these really cater for everyone to do nanoplasty and even for those that doesn't have nanoplasty on. But we focus more on treatments. So we've launched a nanoplasty pretty much every year. So we create different versions, or we see whatever is working and we emphasize that, or whatever is not working, we fix that. So then we already have 7 nanoplasties in the range.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that you called them premium range and urban range. I haven't heard that before. Urban, being the lower range.
Yeah. Yeah, only because we've got such a diverse clientele, and some clients, they absolutely love it, but they just can't afford it.
Yeah.
They clientele will not buy it. And I feel really sad to turn down a client, like a range of clients, because they just can't afford it. So we have the manufacturer, we have the facility of creating new products. So we created a whole new range that it's called Urban, and everything from the Urban range, it's more affordable.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, we did that with the Academy. We just made the boxes not as smooth, not as nice looking, but the foil is still exactly the same because that our customers can afford the designer.
Yes. And for us, the same thing. The liquid inside is really good quality as well. Just the bottle and the look, it's matching the price that they are paying for.
You co-own this with Sam. I want to ask something most people are too polite to ask. What does a hard week between co-founders actually look like? Because every partnership hits a wall. As Foil Me is expanding, Illy and I have our arguments about which direction we want to go almost weekly. Has your partnership ever hit a wall, and how did you get?
Oh my God. I will be very honest, and I probably never said that ever in anywhere I went. But Samuel and I, we just survived because therapy.
Yeah, okay.
At the beginning, it was a nightmare. Like a nightmare. Because I was still the mom. I couldn't skip my role as a mom.
Yeah.
And the kids needed more of me than needed of him because I had my breast. He couldn't use his.
Your vending machine.
And I had a lot on my plate because I was the technical person. So it was so hard because in my vision, I was always unbalanced. I was like, I'm doing more, I'm putting more, I'm having more hours. I still have to cope with house and etc. So in the beginning, it was a nightmare. So we joined therapy very early stage. Yeah. So I've been on therapy for 7 years now, and I think I'm going to die with my therapist. She's fantastic, and I can't even see life without her. But then when I started the business and Samuel joined later, I said, no, it can't work, because everything that was so easy for me to decide, it became like, okay, but I think, and I was like, what the hell? What do you think? Why I need now to divide something that was my decision? But, looking back now, Samuel was the best thing that could ever happen to this business, because what he brings to this business is something that I could never bring.
Yeah.
But I would say it was not easy, and it's still not easy because we have meetings in the shower, meeting in the dining room, meetings in the car, meetings everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, we have something that to resolve. Yeah, let's discuss about that now.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been working together then?
So Floractive's been since 2019 in Australia. So Sam and I've been since 2021.
So how do you switch off from being business partners and just be a couple? Do you have any strategies, or do you want to learn some strategy?
I would love to learn some strategies, but what we learned really late on our entrepreneurship life is we didn't came from big and strong entrepreneurs families. Like Floractive, it was a small company. It grew slowly, it was for a long time a smaller company. So his father never had a big business. My side as well never had big business. So we never knew how to deal with the issues of having a big business. So this all came by surprise for me and him. So we still under that section where we're learning things together. We're learning off, for example, that we need to get together to talk about business alone. And then we need to stop and literally say, no more business. Now we need to talk about food or kids. But then there is something very urgent that we need to do, and we have that responsibility. So we still don't know yet how to balance.
Yeah.
And to be really honest, sometimes I think there is really a balance.
I think you just need to lean in and lean out when you need to. Yeah. It's the same with parenting and running your business. Sometimes you know that your kids need you more than the business. So that's when you lean into them. And that's what I've found has helped. Also with Illy and I mean, your story is so similar to mine and Illy's. It's actually crazy how similar it is. When we want to talk about work, we ask permission now. If it's not in the times that we're actually in the office together working and we know that we're like both at our computers and working side by side, if we're out in the garden and we're gardening and then something pops into my head, I need to ask him, do you mind if I talk about work? Because it's respecting him and his right to switch off. And we only really learnt that maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and we've been working together for, I think it's around 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it took us a while.
But you know what? Like, as I said to you, because we didn't come from strong entrepreneur families, we didn't know that we were allowed to have a holiday when it's not Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now one rule that we are creating is we work very hard, but then we stop and we enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Middle of the week, school holiday, whatever. We go just 4 of us and we enjoy our time together. We don't need to be waiting for, it's holiday time for everyone else, or it's Christmas or it's Easter or something special, for us to decide to take time off.
Yeah.
Because we had that, let's have holidays once a year. But I said to him, we can't.
No.
We work harder than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
We never stop. Our brain never stops. We're always thinking. Mm-hmm. So we need some time extra to enjoy ourselves. So we already done twice this year, just a few days. But I'm super proud because last year we literally done nothing.
Yeah. No, that's awesome that you do that. Every school holidays, we take a week off. So we have around... for 4 weeks during the year. And then at the end of the year, that's when we take about 3 weeks in a row off, which is amazing. It's heaven.
It's absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into the education side of things. You have trained over 3,000, I'm sure it's over 4,000 now, through your online university. And most brands just sell products and move on. You chose to educate instead. So was that a business decision or more a values decision?
For me, it was a value decision of 100%. This is totally aligned with my values, but was also a need. I felt that the product that we were selling, the technology that we were selling, they really needed an explanation because it was literally like, imagine you are using soap your whole life you are using soap, literally using on your body, and all of a sudden there is a different soap that you're not going to use like that. The first thing you think is, how? That's crazy. How I'm not going to do exactly the same thing I've done for years.
Yeah.
So I felt that with a lot of mistakes in the beginning. Clients were not getting the results. They were saying, no, this is exactly the same. And I say, how can you not see what I see? So for them to see what I see, I had to really disassemble the whole thing in front of them and say, this is how the technology works inside of the hair. This is the differentiation for them to be able to think. But this is definitely a big core value for me. I am obsessed by, for learning. I'm always learning something. And if you say something to me, I'm not going to rest until I don't know everything about that thing. And I think this is one of the issues that I have with me, because I'm very obsessed. If I want to know something, I don't rest. I just talk about that thing for days. And you hear me talking about that thing, and I don't get over it. So I feel that I need to pass that to someone to kind of get the burden out of my chest. So now I've got an obsessed educational team. So my whole team are exactly like me. So normally we get together once every 3 months in a lab, and we dive into that lab and we test everything. We love that. So we discovered that there is some crazy people out there that love that as well.
I love that. I love the passion and almost the obsession to know something. And if you don't know it, you just keep going. Poor Sam.
But you know what? He has his obsession on the other side. So he's very operational. Yeah. And then he's obsessed on process and new technologies, new implementations, AI and this. So I'm like, thank God, because I'm like, I suck on all of that.
What point did you stop feeling like an outsider to this industry and start feeling like you belonged in it? Or there's still a part of you that feels...
I still feel an outsider, to be honest.
Yeah, imposter syndrome, yeah.
But you know what? I feel that, I don't know, as I say to you on my questionnaire, I have a civil engineering degree from overseas. So this was something that I thought, I always loved beauty. The family had that business and I was always looking and watching. But in Brazil, the economy was different than in Australia. You don't choose what you love. You choose what gives you money, because that's where it is. I didn't come from a loaded family. I had to choose what was the best for financially. And there was the World Cup coming in, and I studied civil engineering. Again, I was obsessed about studying, so I did well. But every time I thought myself, oh my God, I'm going to go to the site visit. Seriously, I hate this, and this is not for me. When I moved to Australia, I found my way out. I was like, okay, I don't need to do what I don't like it. I can do something that I really like and make my life up on that. I felt that this was my world. When I came to the hairdressing industry, when you grow up in an industry and you see a lot of people, oh yeah, I know that person, I know this person. I knew nobody. I knew zero. I knew my hairdresser, which was the one that I will honor for the rest of my life. She was here on the podcast a few weeks ago. I came to her and I say, you are the only person in the industry that I trust. And if you say to me that this technology is not everything that I am seeing, I will accept that as a no, and I would literally move on. Once I finished the whole demonstration and I explained to her, she's like, you have to. But she said, it's not going to be easy, but you have to. So that you have to, it was my green light. Yeah. Anyway, she wasn't lying. It wasn't easy. The first person that I presented this product, it was a wholesaler. And I was pregnant, heavily pregnant, seven months pregnant of twins. Yeah. And I've done the hair of this lady that had African hair. Like, the hair was amazing at the end. She looked at me and she said, no matter where you are, I will follow you, because I wanted this on my hair every 6 months. Yeah. He saw and he said to me, your product is okay, but who are you? You are nobody. You have no contacts. Nobody knows you. It's not worth it.
What? He actually said that to you, that
he said that in my face. Like, he said, you're nobody. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows your name. You have no contacts. Like no one is going to push you up, You don't have anybody on your network. And you know what? It's sad about this day. I lost a baby before my twins.
I'm sorry.
And she was, thank you so much. She was 7 months pregnant when I lost her.
Oh.
And then somehow, I don't know how, on my phone, I had an app, that was tracking the pregnancy and etc. Because I really got pregnant really quickly after losing my baby. I don't know, the app gave me like a reminder. Oh, today your daughter would be this amount of months. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I was driving back home, with that thing on your throat. That if someone say hi, you're like, ah. So then I literally had that, and I was trying to hold into myself with my tummy really big. And I remember that my phone did ding, and I looked, and it said, congratulations, your daughter, it's this amount of months today. Oh my God. I think that was the trigger. I've cried so loud in that car that day, so loud on my lungs, that I said to myself, now it's my mission to get people to know this. And I will do this for my daughter and for my kids that I have with me now.
Mm.
I think that day really clicked something in my brain of saying, I'm not going to give up. I don't know how far and how hard it would be. I'm not giving up. And then COVID hit.
Another obstacle in the way, I'm sure. Far out. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that, MJ. That must have been really hard.
It was hard, but it was also the fire that I needed. I needed that, that person to put me. He kind of pushed me to the ground in a way that I couldn't go lower.
Mm.
So I think I reached the rock bottom, and I say, okay, there is no way to go lower than this. I just need to go up now.
Yeah, I feel that sometimes when we're faced with adversity, it actually fires us to do even more and to be even stronger. So if Floractive went under tomorrow, not the business, but the brand, what's the thing that would break your heart the most?
To be very honest, and I don't want to sound cold, but I've learned to not get attached too much to anything apart from my family. Okay. So the only thing that would break me apart is losing my family. The rest, I can build everything again. Literally. I will miss Floractive. I will have a photo in my wall saying, love that. This was an amazing part of my life. But now it's a new chapter. Let's build something again.
That tenacity that you have is incredible. Yeah.
No, honestly, I feel that a lot of people are so attached to the business that they cannot make decisions.
Mm.
And I failed many times before Floractive.
Yeah.
Not with the branding of cosmetics, but I failed many times with different things.
Mm.
So I just feel like things come and go.
Yeah.
In the same speed. Yeah. We need to be open to rebuild.
Yeah.
And what I have from Floractive as gratitude is the knowledge. I build a knowledge on, with this brand, knowledge in business, in how to make money, how to excel, how to expand, how to get one and calculate how much it costs to resell. That literally I could do the same thing with anything.
Mm. Yeah, once you learn that, it doesn't go away, that's for sure.
It doesn't. You can lose everything, but you can't lose what you have in your mind.
No, that's right. And you can't have that vision and that creativity as well. We can't.
But I feel that this is also like a outcome of immigrants, because I came to Australia with $142 in my wallet. I came with nothing.
Mm.
So it kind of already came here with nothing. So we start learning how to start from scratch. When you have that skin of leaving everyone behind that you love. And I'm the kind of girl that I never imagined that I would be away from my family, because I'm like this with my sister, with my mom, with my dad. We too much. My husband say that we are too much. It's like, why you have to say hello and kiss them and hug them and say I love you every day? And then I say, this is us. This is how we grew up. We didn't have family around. Close family, was just cousins and etc. So we were very tight. Mm. So when I left them, I feel that I've done the hardest thing that I could. And then once I lost my daughter, I was like, you know what? Nothing will hurt me more than this. Mm. So anything becomes smaller, in a scale.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you think it's your background that makes you just focus on family, and family is all there is, and be detached from your business. I mean, that's really hard for business owners, particularly if you've started it from scratch and built your way up. It's almost like a child, your business.
Yes.
And that is something I'm still learning 12 years after Foil Me, to try and detach myself. I am not Foil Me. I am Emily Ciardiello.
This is hard, especially when you are the artist of your brand as well. It's kind of, your image is so much associated with the brand. Because, for example, I feel the same in regards to who is me. Am I Marjorie or MJ? Who am I? Because I mix those two persons all the time. And for me, it was great to create a nickname, because I know that who's coming and calling me, the way that they call me, I know who they are. Yeah. If they call me MJ, I know that it's business. If they call me Marjorie, they're personal.
Marjorie, I pronounced that wrong at the start.
No. But this is one of the reasons why it's MJ, because it's a hard pronunciation. Because in Brazil, the names has like a tone. So on top of the A has a little thing like this that it gives the intonation for the A, for the ma. So it's Marjorie. But then in Australia, we don't have that. So people call Marjorie.
Yeah. Is exactly how I pronounced it. I should know better, because I have learnt a language, and my husband's Italian, our last name.
Oh.
And I also grew up with my stepmother, who's Greek. So
that's such a mixture.
Yeah.
I just imagine a Sunday dinner.
Yeah. So here's a question I think a lot about for my own business. When does ambition become the thing that costs you something you can't get back? Have you ever crossed that line?
In what sense you mean?
Well, so what did it cost you, and would you do it the same way again? So I can give you an example from my life, if you like.
Yes, I would love to.
Okay, so when my youngest was 11 months, and then my eldest was 3 years older than him, that's when we started Foil Me. It's also around about the same sort of time that my dad got sick and eventually passed away in 2015. So we started Foil Me 2014, and then my dad passed away 2015. And I used the business as an excuse to escape my grief and really not be there for my kids as well. So that is something that I do feel crossed the line, where I favoured the business over my family, and I learned the hard way. But if we can learn from that and, not repeat our mistakes, and also with me sharing, hopefully that helps other people who may be going down that path as well, because you can't get your kids' life, you can't get their childhood back, if you know what I mean. So that was something that was actually something quite where ambition.
Okay, got it.
Cost me that relationship with my kids, but also the grief as well, I guess. Yeah.
I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry. That might be so hard. And I feel that you can't be an entrepreneur if you don't compromise something. I just don't feel that there is enough balance on that, to be honest, because there is some parts of the business and some times of the business, especially at the beginning, that it really requires that energy and that push. There is no other way.
Yeah.
So what I had to protect myself, sort of, it was this psychologist. She had a business before, and she compromised a lot, and she lost a lot because of compromising it.
Yeah.
So she brought that really bold and clear to my face, everything I would be losing. So I felt that I didn't give the push that Floractive needed at the right beginning, because I was trying to not compromise, even compromising. Yeah. Because I was trying to be there in every presentation. And until today, I drop off and I pick up my kids from school every day. And then everyone around me says, why? And then I say, because this is something that I don't want to give up. This is the moment that I have to look into their eyes and say, open the arms and say, come, I'm here. And literally I compromise a lot to do that.
Yeah.
It's meetings, it's things that it's irreversible, and competitors that are growing and take the advantage because majority of them are singles and they have families. But it's like, while I'm here on my world and my world is okay, I don't really care. But one thing that I compromised a lot, it was definitely my relationship. Mm-hmm. We almost lost each other, literally, because we were looking to each other as competitors. Who is doing best? Yeah. You on your department or me? But my department. And we saw each other like as two buddies.
Wow.
It is intense. Not now, because now we are much better. Yeah. But we got to a stage where we were doing therapy every day to be able to hold on to each other, to not lose the interest as husband and wife to each other.
Yeah.
Because we love each other so much and we love each other as a partner. But then what about the husband and wife? So we started to lose that. And then the therapy brought us together. Yeah, but I almost saw my marriage ending, because of the business and how I didn't have the maturity to kind of separate things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, your therapist sounds like a fairy godmother. So
she is so much that she lives in America. And then she say, I'm coming to Australia and I'm spending a month living in your house because I really want to see your routine. Oh. So she's that intense, literally. I love her. That woman, she can't die. I say to God, you can't, no, that woman, you need to stay here with us because she's literally holding us. She's amazing. So there is a type of therapy that she analyzes the day, because then it's kind of not you telling, she's observing what you do. And it was amazing. So I saw things that I didn't see that I was doing to my kids, favoring the weakest and kind of being too hard to the one that was stronger. Yeah. So it was so good. It was so good. So she created a map for us of what the kids should be behaving and what would be a healthier child. And it was so good, so good. She's amazing.
Yeah, she sounds incredible. So she stayed with you for a month and observed you and
everything. She came with me to meetings. Wow. She walked with me to the company, how I treat my, my workmates, and dropping kids at school. She spent a day inside of the class of my kids, watching them and the behavior. She was spectacular.
My God, incredible. Well, yeah. Gonna have to get her. Then she won't have any time for you because all the people be like, I need her number. So speaking of your team and your staff, you have 13 people.
Yes, I've got 13 people that works with us here in the office, and then I've got 7 that is in around the whole Australia.
Far out. So their livelihoods depend on decisions you make, right? So what does that wait feel like at 2 a.m. when something's gone wrong, they don't know about it, and you're going to have to tell them the next day? Like, how do you go to sleep at night? How do you switch off enough to actually go to sleep? Do you have any strategies?
To be honest, like if I tell you, I do this, I do that, it's literally like I have to face it. One thing that I've learned is I don't have the leverage of the people that work with me. If I'm not okay today, I have to suck it up. Like I don't have any other way. So this, I felt revolted with that for many times, because when you're like, I'm in pain, I don't want to leave today, I'm in pain, and you don't have an option.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you have to. It's not that, you can't. So I embrace that. I can't. Now I've got a pain in my back, but I need to do that video because we've got that launch that it's going to happen on that day, and I need to be on that video that day, but my back is hurting.
Mm. So like ailments as an excuse to not do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But I felt there was a time that I felt really revolted. I say, if anyone from my team, something happened to them, they can literally say, hey, MJ, I need to go. Or I'm sick today, I'm going to go home. Or I'm not feeling well. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't have the leverage of doing that. But for many times I cry about it and I complain about it. Now I literally embrace. I'm like, it is what it is. And I always repeat to myself, whoever do whatever they want, it's kids. Adults do what needs to be done. And it's kind of my mantra. I repeat that all day long. Kids do whatever they want. but adults do what needs to be done, and that's it. So when I have to say something to them, they're so close to me. My team is so close to me. I think, that boundaries.
Yeah.
That needs to be respected. I think I fail miserably on that. Because I involve with them personally, like, yeah, let's go karaoke. Or they say to me, oh, I've tried this perfume and I love it. I hear and I order the perfume for them. Like, I try to get as close as possible to them, obviously respecting that I am their bosses and whatever I ask them, they need to do regardless. But I feel that they know me so well that if I arrive in the office and my face is different, they know what happened, MJ. And I'm very blunt to them. This happens, guys. We need to fix. So I don't really sleep on problems. I share with them. We find a solution together.
I don't sleep on problems. I share them together. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do because, first of all, I'm too anxious to hold anything on me. So much that, let me tell you, my sister's pregnant. And on Saturday, we're going to do the gender review. And I'm the only person in the family that knows the baby gender. And I'm dying. I'm like, I have to get this out because I just can't hold on me. And I knew yesterday. I discovered yesterday. So I'm like, we have to do this on Saturday because I'm not going to be able to hold it anymore.
Well, you could tell me because by the time this comes out, it'll already be out. So joking. So
She's so excited. It's her first baby.
Yeah. No, that's always a very exciting time, isn't it? Yeah. So something that happens to us a lot, and we're kind of just a bit so used to it now that it's water off a duck's back, but copying. It's something that people have already done with you.
Yeah.
What do you actually think when you see it, and what does it tell you about people who copy versus people who create? Has it ever genuinely hurt your business, or is it just, or was the fear of it the bigger problem?
That's such a smart question, Emily. Such a smart question. And first, before explaining, I'm going to tell you a story.
Yes.
I was in New Zealand, and I've been in New Zealand in the expo in New Zealand for the past 3 or 4 years. And in one of these expos, I went there, and then this lady said, oh, I love your business. It's so inspiring. But look how many copies of your product there is around. And then before I opened my mouth to say, she said, this is a blessing. And then I said, why you say that? And she said, let me tell you, I've got a product that it's amazing. And she explained the product to me. When she told me the product, I was like, what the hell? Your product is amazing. And then she said, yeah, but I don't have any copies. So then I'm the only one talking about this. It will take my life for people to know. And on that day, I realized that there is a blessing in everything. We just sometimes don't appreciate it, or we have some fear that it's an imaginary fear. Because Floractive, when we introduced to Australia, we already had Floractive in other countries. And in some countries, we decided to trademark the name Nanoplasty, which is the original word created. Mm-hmm. And on the countries that we trademark Nanoplasty, it was horrible because the product shrink. It was literally one person screaming, hey, I've got this. And on the other countries, we decided to trademark the technology. So you can copy the name. You can't copy the technology, the way that the molecules behave on the hair. So we decided to do the same thing in Australia. And I still remember the day because everyone that copied me, they were my students first. People that came to my trainings, people that I came to the house, that I've trained, that I spent time training them. And then when I saw the copy, I felt hurt by, wow, I was sharing so many dreams with that person. And then they used every word and everything that I immaturely shared with them to their own business. But the numbers never went down. We just grew and grew and grew. So then I said, you know what? I need to stop with this ego feeling of, oh, my competitors are growing too. They are pushing me up, to facts. And when I saw that woman, when she told me about her product, that is spectacular. Her product is amazing. But she's like, I'm being the same size for the past 3 years because no one copied me because I trademarked everything around this. I was so scared. And now I'm the only one talking, and now I don't have credibility because every Coca-Cola needs Pepsi.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, our mission has been and continues to be to elevate the hairdressing industry. And before we came along, pre-cut foil was really thick, unmanageable, and it wasn't in a tissue box style in Australia. I mean, it was in other countries that we later found out. But now, every man and his dog has a pre-cut foil, but it's allowing hairdressers to do their job in an easier way. So it's great because we have actually achieved our mission by having copycats.
Yeah. And I feel that at the end of the day, we should be proud. I think the only difference between my product and your product is someone, when they claim that they have a nanoplasty solution, sometimes they don't have it. And that's where the end user get hurt because they use it thinking that they are having something different. And sometimes it's literally exactly the same as the old technology, just with a new label.
Yeah.
This is what hurts me.
Yeah, and I can see that because, obviously that can become dangerous as well.
Yeah.
We've had copycats say that they've spent years and years researching and all they've done is sent our foil over to a factory in China and tried to copy.
Exactly. Oh, I have that all the time.
That's the thing. Like you, we have our own technology that does not get produced for anybody else. So that's why people are like, why is your foil, why is it so different? There's all these pre-cut foils, but you're still doing so well. It's like, because of the trust of the brand, which is the same with you, because of what we've built, the same with you, and because it's a superior product. Again, the same with you. So, yeah, when it becomes dangerous, though, that's obviously.
And I feel that you can't run away from copies. There is a public out there that they look what we do, and I don't know how, because for us that are on this other side of the fence, nothing was easy. Jesus, nothing was easy. Everything was so hard and complicated, but somehow we make it sound or look that it's easy. Because for someone to copy a really hard business the way it is to hit into the hair industry in Australia, for them to think that it's easy, it's just because we are so good in what we do that we make it sound that it's easy because we already know how to do this from inside out. Yeah. So I try to look to the side of it's an honor to have people copying us. At least we are the ones getting copied, not copying it.
Yeah, that's right. You're the trailblazer. I mean, one of our values is blaze the trail. So love it.
So true. That's so true.
So MJ, if you could go back and sit with yourself one day, not to give advice, but just to be honest with her.
Yeah.
What would you say?
You know that I already do this exercise quite a lot. And if I could sit with that girl that came to Australia wearing a Brazilian shirt that didn't know how to speak English, not even to exit the airport. If I could have a coffee with that girl, I would say to her, hold on very tight because you're going to jump in a roller coaster. They're going to go up and down, but I will tell you that you're going to be very happy, very accomplished. You're going to feel very proud of yourself. Because when I jump on that plane for the first time in my life to Australia with no money, and I didn't ever imagine that I would be living what I'm living now. Never, not even on the limitation of my dreams. And when I say that, I don't really talk about only financial stuff, but as I say to you on that questionnaire, I have my whole family here. My whole family came to Australia. This is each odds that I would imagine that this would happen when I came to Australia by myself. Because my family had the established life there. They built a life there forever. And, everyone was there. What is the odds of they all moving here? It was easier for me to go back.
Yeah.
So I would just say to her, hold on tight. You're going to have so much tears. So many things will happen, but it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Just hold on very tight.
Well, I've introduced something new because it hasn't been on all the other podcasts. So you're the the guinea pig here, MJ. Basically, it's just rapid fire questions. So I'm going to ask you questions and get quick answers from them. Okay. Biggest lie people tell themselves about building a business?
That they will get a lot of money at the beginning.
One thing every salon owner should do this week that most of them won't.
Talk to the employees.
The moment you knew Floractive was actually going to be something real?
From day one.
What does Sam know about business that you had to learn the hard way?
Technology.
What's next? And I mean the thing that scares you a little bit to say out loud.
My kid's growing.
Beautiful. All right, that was awesome. So one last question. You've built something that's changed how thousands of hair artists work, earn, and see themselves professionally. When you strip everything back, the brand, the numbers, the accolades, what do you actually want your legacy in this industry to be?
I want to be reminded by someone that didn't stop by the limitations. I had a lot of limitations. I had the language as a limit and barrier because English is not my first language. Mm-hmm. I had the lack of the knowledge on the industry because I don't have 20 years in the industry. I started 7 years ago. But I want to be known by someone that had the courage to believe in something and continue on, because I wasn't ready to give up on the first no. And I just put in my head, I don't know how many no's I'm going to receive. I'm not going to stop. And period. I don't know how many years I'll have to. I didn't know that it would take 4 years for us to start making money, especially because of COVID in the middle. So my legacy, I would love to be, if I could leave this to my kids, for them once I'm gone, to remind that I am a person that I don't give up. I don't give up on people. I don't give up on business. And I do everything I do because I love people. At the end of the day, this is what I love. I love to see a salon growing. I love to see that the owner now has money to pay more for the staff. And I love to know that they're going to be able to go on holidays with the family because of something that we're providing to them. I think this is my reward. Yeah. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but it is.
No, your love is seeing that people's lives are improving from the product that you provide. So I love it. Can relate very much. So MJ, I genuinely love this conversation, the honesty you bring about money, about fear, about what it actually costs to build something real in this industry. That is what this community is for. I will share the links and how audience can contact you in the show notes. But
thank you.
Is there anything we have missed that you desperately would love to say?
I just want to say that our industry is surrounded by customer service, and we are lacking sometimes on see the person. We are so into social media today that we don't look into the eyes anymore. We are spending time with people, but not with them. So I would love to, I don't know, I would love to go back to that, for people to see people for who they are, not what they can offer, or, just being being people around people. I miss that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point. And, it's why events that we can put on for our community is really important as well. Yeah, I love that. Well,
I love that, and I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. It was a pleasure to know you a little bit more, and it was amazing. It was so natural. I just feel like that we could go out for a coffee now.
Absolutely. I love that as well. It's just been beautiful talking to you, and it does feel like it's just flowed very naturally. So thank you, MJ.
Thank you.
So thank you for listening to The Dressing Gown CEO. If this episode affected you in any way, please let me know either in the comments, or if you'd prefer to remain private, you can always slide on into my DMs. So make sure you leave a 5-star review, of course, and share with your family and friends. And until next time, be real, be raw, and you be you.